he has your order on his phone. You're on stream, my boy. So, it was red from each.
God damn, 19. Fuck y'all.
Mhm.
So who is after Steven?
Dark Club.
Yes. Okay. Take that the Google thing for the draft. So I can fix everything. So just double. No. Click back on it. And then grab that.
That real quick. I sent that to Pelf already. Let's go show on stream. Cool. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. All right, we're back active. So these are edits made by Pelf. Cool. Here we go. So we're just talking about basically how we expect their season to go, power rankings, etc., etc. You want to take it from here? Can you see screen?
Yeah, so on the left is what they did last year. So weeks went 81 and 51. And next year's prediction, he had 2 conference titles, or 2 or 3. And then I thought that I think he's going to have a little better season this upcoming year with how his conference kind of played out. Outside of Bama, I think, he can win any of those games. So starting off hot is going to be huge. I think he can, improve a little bit on what he did last year. So I think, definitely he's in a good spot to start for sure. I don't know. I didn't get to
so
see a
Weeks
lot
is
of the
making that
picks.
transition from Xbox to PlayStation, and that's what he played on in 25, and Weeks was kind of like a top 15-ish user in 25. I don't know if he'll make that big of a jump again in 27, but he is switching back to the PlayStation, so hopefully we get him back at a higher level. That'll be exciting. The conference is winnable. Besides, like you said, who's he got?
For sure. And then Bama said that he can beat him at this point. With how the game play is right now, anyone can beat anybody. So he is right. Like, it definitely, if you play smart football, you got a chance in any game.
Yeah, biggest thing with Weeks is just stop the bleeding, man. Don't bleed out, control it. But I definitely see a jump from him. I might even put him 90+ wins, but you gotta show me first. We're gonna move on to the next one. We got Bish here, the redheaded stepchild. Welcome back, Bish. I'll let you take it from here. Start off this one as well.
I don't see it on the screen.
You don't see it yet?
There it is.
Cool.
Yeah, so obviously, we know what Beach was doing before. I think he's going to pick up where he left off. Great situation at Hawaii. The only thing that sucks is the recruiting. When are they going to patch the proximity to home? But I think he's going to have a top 5 cycle. for sure. I think I got him winning 2 titles, 7 conference championships. Let's see, the Mountain West. No, yeah, they're in the Mountain West.
Mountain West, yep. It's Berg,
The
myself,
yeah,
and
so
Miguel.
that all 4 are very solid users.
Yep.
So it can go, either way
Yes.
in conference. It's going to be a battle. But once those guys start leaving, I think the couple that are left are going to dominate. So,
Face of the
um, yeah,
we got
man.
a wild surprise visitor. Man,
But
Beach is he's a top
ex-
level user for sure, man.
yeah,
The crazy
excited to
thing
have him
is
back.
yeah, the crazy thing is it's all about how he doesn't always start fast that first season. But once he starts getting his guys in there, it can get scary, especially if he gets those speedy guys, quarterbacks, whatnot. He's not a fun person to play, but just make sure you got your towel ready because you're gonna be sweaty.
Absolutely.
I definitely got him winning the natty or two. Next on the screen is Willie, North Dakota State. Guy's trash. Um, I'm not gonna talk too much about myself, but I'll let you
I'll
take it
take it. So, um, I think choosing North Dakota State was bold.
for
I
sure.
think it's going to be a battle with the users in your conference. So I think the first couple seasons it's going to take a little bit to get your feet underneath of you, and that's why I got just a hair step back. But overall, I think you still turn it around and either get a job offer or you get uh, North Dakota State rolling, and then
Yeah,
you get a title, and I see 5 conference titles in your future.
I appreciate that. I feel like this is a generous prediction. I could see even a bigger drop just depending on how things shake and how a non-conference schedule works out. But it's gonna be exciting to take over a program like this. Unfortunately, I don't really know the stadium situation or whatnot. But the pipelines are awful. We got some great users in conference. Um, just gotta start hot. But we'll see.
Yeah,
I
hopefully
don't
they
know
have
if
the
a title is
stadium.
gonna happen. Yeah, hopefully
Yeah,
they patch
hopefully they
that
have the
stadium.
stadium. You're not playing in a high school stadium like
When you play
25.
on road to playoffs, you play at a Missouri State Stadium. So we'll see what
Oh,
happens there. Uh, Man, Steven, shut your bitch ass up. He brought the system, so I don't know. We'll find out. He might have a coach in his ear. Next we got Christian. Welcome back, Christian. Man, excited to see you back. Um, I'll let Pelf continue to start because these are his edits.
yeah. So Miami, um, it's a good situation being in Ohio, um, with the Ohio pipeline. The MAC was, we got 4 users in there, all very high quality. So it's kind of like the Mountain West where there's not a ton of quantity, but all quality users. So it could go either way on who's starting conference, titles first, who's battling it out, who's getting that first job offer out of there to get out of the gauntlet. I do see him taking a step forward just for the simple fact that he left like 2, 3 seasons early. Like, let's be real, he probably has a title if he doesn't leave that season because his Oregon
100%.
team was better than mine. So, um,
Man.
you
We
know,
took over the same time when I went over to TCU, and that was exciting first game for us taking over those programs. But 100%, if he didn't leave, he definitely probably would have had a title
yeah,
or had an appearance.
because that Oregon CPU team gave me fits, and
Oh yeah,
so I know he would have done something with them. But um, so it really just depends on how locked in he's going to be. I know he's got a lot going on with his life.
yeah,
That
100%.
title, I could definitely add a title or two to him, and I definitely could see a few more conference championships for him.
Yeah, if we get a full cycle out of Christian, the sky's the limit, man. Especially
For
once he gets
sure.
his feet wet and starts running, sky's the limit for sure. Next is Jordy. He's now at Rice. He was New Mexico State last year. Um,
Yeah.
we brought him over from Heroes. But I'll let you begin again.
So here's the issue with Jordy is he's in the conference of death. He's got,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3
4, 5, 6,
top
7,
5,
yeah.
6 users in there,
Yeah.
Depending on how locked in Amaji is, it could be more. So definitely tough comp for him, but he proven, he can handle it with New Mexico State. He was beating
Yeah.
people with like a 65 overall team.
I think he
So
made what 2 playoff appearances with New Mexico
yeah,
State. Yeah.
yeah. So I think he's gonna be just fine. 95 and 40 might be even too low, but I think with just the conference he's in, like he's gonna take losses the first couple years.
Yeah,
Um,
and so he joined same time as Shane and everybody, and he kind of got running quick. So we'll see what happens with him starting off the same time, same level as everybody else.
for sure.
As you said, he's in a great conference with people like Steven. We haven't even talked about him yet. We don't even know nothing about Hayes, who landed at USF. There's just so much
Right.
that conference has got a lot of potential, some bangers, and Nick and Ant, and as you said, Ajmi.
Right.
Man, that's gonna be exciting. The most exciting conference to watch this season, I feel like.
I'm about to get out of the dark. Hold on.
Yeah, you good?
Slip on the light.
Step away from the street.
He's getting out the dark. He was starting to look like Mike
There we
Jones
go.
over there.
Right. All right, we're good.
Start tapping the mic. You can hear it tapping on the phone.
Yeah. Christian said
Um,
Rice is a great situation.
Great situation.
Definitely is. They got good pipelines for sure. So
We got
um,
There's 3 Texas users. So we'll just see who's able to recruit and dominate the state. But
for sure.
exciting time. Stump, man. Stump. What a time. This is my favorite one to talk about. I just excited to have him back for sure.
Yeah. So honestly, Stump was hard because you got to factor in the baseball aspect of it.
Oh,
So
you don't even know how many
that's
seasons you're gonna get out of him.
exactly that's why I think he's so low is just of the simple fact of the unknown. Now, if he were to put in 10 seasons fully locked in, he's top 5. Guaranteed top 5.
100%.
It's just, I know he's got stuff going on in July, and then how early does stuff pick back up? So,
Yeah,
plus,
this
man,
is
he's just a
a
busy dude.
this is
It's
a
like
natty winner from 25. It was literally Stump and Pelth the only ones to win natties.
yeah.
So
And
we didn't
so
get to see much of a playoff run from Stump last year. So just
no, he's
curious how that
capable.
shakes.
Yeah, he's capable. Plus, man, this is just a different game. It's just like you got to be locked in.
Yep.
You got to learn the new nonsense of the game. And
Yeah.
so, once he figures that out, it might be a slow start, but he'll be fine.
Yeah, and to my knowledge, this is Stump's only league. To my knowledge, like I said, so we get him fully locked in here. So hopefully, if we get him fully bought in, I mean, like I said with Christian, the sky's the limit. If we can get a full cycle out of Stump, I could 100% see that title growing 1+ as well. Next is AJ and Marshall. I don't know if it's updated on your screen yet, but this is like one of the most like slept on, like underrated users. Like not a lot of talk on him, but he is like highly
Yeah.
capable of being a top user.
To be honest, I hate
He's
playing him.
quiet. He doesn't make recap videos. I don't know if I've ever even seen his face, but
Man,
he's really fucking
I
good.
hate playing him. Dude, his offense is top 5 I've ever played. I mean, he just scores at will. Legitimately, when I play him, my goal is to just run the ball and not turn the ball over. Because if I turn the ball over once, I'm not, and if I get one stop, I feel like I have a good chance to win. That's going to be tough to do this game. Because you got to be able to play defense.
Yep.
And it might help him the way the game's built in. It might help him.
Yeah.
So I
See,
think
I'm curious to see how he handles like the macros and whatnot.
yeah, I think I came in a little low on him, honestly.
Yeah.
But It's just until he can get more consistent all around. I think he's elite offense and kind of bottom 15 defense.
Yeah.
If he just becomes a complete, he can compete for a natty every single year.
Say I like to get him a little more involved in the league, a little even if it's just creating just some hype reports and stuff like that. But he's definitely a top user. As I said, excited to see how he handles the macros and whatnot. He's got a manageable conference per se. Um, he's got
Yeah,
Mondo,
Mando and
Stilo, Mead,
Stilo,
Robbie.
Mead.
Yeah. It's a
So,
manageable conference, but not everybody's gonna hit that 100 win mark. He was one of few users to hit the 100 mark last year, so it's exciting. I couldn't think of a better user to land this Marshall gig, and that's gonna be a fun one to watch as well.
oh yeah,
Red freaking Smith, man, what a just introduction last year. Like he really just like came flying on the scene last year.
yeah. So, President State's a great situation. He's basically out on the West Coast with only like 2 or 3 other users, and the Mountain West. I feel like can compete either for a title or top 2 or 3, and just pile up wins early, and then get to a good situation quick. Um, so most improved
Yeah,
user I seen last
they're
year
in the
by far.
Pac-12 now.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah. So he's in there with Weeks and Bama as well
yeah,
and Dane.
yeah. I
Um,
was talking about the right people, just said the wrong
yeah.
conference,
No,
but
yeah, he good.
so he was the most improved user last year. I thought. Just grinded it out. Really got his system that he wanted. He made it tough on me every time I played him. I know it was always like it was always a sweat fest. So I had to lock in and ball out. But
Man.
definitely, man.
Crazy
Yeah, I
thing is
think
with
he's gonna
Red is
turn
like
up.
between the two leagues is we've never seen Red at like a big program, and hopefully we see like with this new game, some of these other users get big jobs. But between two leagues, he's kind of taken over smaller programs, and
Oh
been
yeah.
successful. So he's a team builder for sure. This is a
Hmm.
great starting place for sure. So this will be Zach. Just a big troll, inconsistent. You never know what you're getting with this guy. Just goofy. But I'll let you start.
I think he's the most frustrating user because if he were to lock in, he'd be top 5, 7. Um, but you just never know what you're gonna get with him. And so, um, I, he's a title contending user every time he loads up. It really depends on if he decides he wants to do it or not.
Exactly.
So
They say we've had the privilege of getting to see him in other leagues, and he's shown he's capable of winning.
oh yeah,
But for some reason over here he just has not put it together. That G5 is a kryptonite to him, man. It's a
for
big
sure.
kryptonite. But we got to figure out what we want to do with this Yukon scenario because I know they're independent, but we'll figure that out later. Um, yeah, he's definitely getting moved into a conference. We just got to figure that out. But he's an exciting user. If we can get him fully locked in, he's kind of like I don't know a shitty employee you have that comes into work. You just don't know like if they're gonna like perform today or not. But if we get Zach at full participation, he'll be really good.
Oh yeah.
Man, it rains. Who gives a hoot? Let you take this one. I don't know if
So
it's taking a
last
little bit.
year he came in hot, um, balled out, tough conference, and then this year he gets arguably an even more difficult conference. So I think it's going to be tough coming out and repeating the same thing he did early. I mean, he can play well and go 8-4 with the conference that he's in. he can play like a top 10 user and go 8-4. So that's what makes it really tough is these first, 3, 4 years. It's not going to be easy for him to stack wins. And then if the non-conference is difficult at all, then it makes it even more tough. So he was hard to judge. I went with the lower side, but you could easily argue that he could be in the 95, 100 range too, because he is a good user.
Yeah, like as you said, I mean, he came in kind of later in the cycle, but he made something happen in a situation that he didn't build that program. So he walked in and he immediately first game had to play me, and it wasn't a pretty introduction to the league per se, but he got it going. This is one of the funnest guys to watch press conferences and whatnot during the pressers. It's just getting him to consistently actually post them. I know
Right.
he actually like makes them, but I guess he just doesn't post them because he thinks he's not gonna get participation points. But just fucking post them because your shit's hilarious. But this is a guy I don't really know how to gauge because, as I said, we didn't get a full cycle out of him, but he's going in a conference with Steven and whatnot. So we'll see how he performs. I got him as another 80 win 80
Yeah.
win season or career this cycle. I can't even speak.
Yeah, that
But
conference is tough. I'm
but yeah,
glad I
he
went out
that
of there.
record 0-1 a national title game. That was the last game of the cycle last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He made a hell of a
Oh yeah.
run, but that last game wasn't pretty. But on to the next cycle. That one's B weeks again. It's be Kyle. Um, man, Kyle is a fun guy. Diamond Poirier. Um, Another guy kind of like Zach, like I was saying. If you can get him at full participation, he's a really good user. But then you have instances where he handed a game away to Dane last year, just because he felt bad for him. Um, you can't have that shit going on. Like, need you fully locked in. Dane doesn't need any participation wins. Like, cut the head off,
Right.
man. Let Dane die.
Mm.
But I'll let you go.
Yeah. So I have him taking a big drop off this year, because he got the LSU job so early last year. The that I mean, he basically was playing 10, 9, 10 CPU games, and half the time he didn't even play me in conference until the conference championship. So um, it's going to be a lot more competition for him. A lot. It's going to be difficult to repeat, what he did, especially with guys getting offers like I expect this year. Everyone should get moving up. So you're not going to have someone that moves up and just gets to play CPU the whole time. So it's going to be challenging for him. With that, hopefully he locks in, and
100%.
so I mean maybe he just got maybe he just got bored at LSU or something. But yeah, I think uh,
And
I
he
think
had
he takes a
the
step back
best
for
setup.
sure.
I that him being at LSU pissed me off so freaking bad. That was my dream
Oh yeah,
job last cycle for sure. Um, he was recruiting, kicking our asses for sure, but um, he just kept being number one even with 4 losses in the regular season.
FIU's a tough build too.
Oh yeah. Next is Coach Shivers. Um, Toledo. I thought this was an interesting selection. I didn't expect this one. But it's a solid landing spot for him.
Yeah. So we already talked about the Mac. It's 4 users, all quality users. I could easily see him winning it. Um, I know Toledo's got a few good pieces. I'm not sure exactly what they have, but I think they're a MAC team, so nothing like special. Um, it really depends on who he gets in the non-conference, who he can rack up wins on, what his if he avoids 2 out of the 3 users in the MAC, that'll help get a job early. But we really don't know where he's at because his teams were so bad, he had no chance of competing last year. I mean, he got to Arizona and they were like a 59.
Yeah, they were probably the
So
worst Power Four conference team to land. That
yeah.
situation was awful.
So he never
And then he
had a
was coming
chance
into
to
my
build
territory.
anything. Yeah. Never had a chance to build anything because he came in so late.
Yeah.
So we don't really know where he's at. He could, we look back at the end of the cycle and he makes us look dumb
Yeah.
by saying he only has 75 wins. So
He's an exciting user to play for sure. I know a lot of people label me as somebody who likes to sling the pill around, but he likes to throw the ball. If he finds a favorite receiver, he's gonna lock in on him.
oh
But
yeah.
as I say, he's a fun person to watch and play against. Again, I could see this 85 plus. He's purely capable for sure. Just got to
Hmm.
get him fully locked in. I
Oh
think
yeah.
he was a Madden player. He's one of like
Oh
Dane's
yeah. He was a
people.
Madden guy.
But it's fun to get him switched over and get locked in on all these leagues. He's a fun guy
One of
to
the only
interact
Madden
with for
guys I
sure.
like.
Yeah, for sure. Next is ah, fuck this guy. Oh, your muscles aren't even big, dog. And Oklahoma sucks. But you can take it with me.
So Berg, I like his chance of having a really good cycle. He was on pace to have a really good cycle, and then he took like 2 months off
Yep.
to train or whatever he
Hmm.
had going on. Um,
Yeah, deporting everybody.
yeah, so he's in the Mountain West with you guys. You know, three really tough users in that conference, and then the rest of it, CPU, which I think he can beat CPU. So I see him taking a step forward, especially because I don't see the other three users being there very long. I see them getting out quick. So if he's the last one there, that's easy conferences wins to rack up. If he gets a job offer too, I mean, his style fits the way the game's playing. He runs the ball. He runs it with his quarterback. He rolls out quickly, and that's just. I think he has success early for sure.
Yeah, no, Berg's a great user. Met Berg through Cole. Glad Berg stuck around with us. I don't really fuck with him because he's an Oklahoma fan, but he's not bad. Um, his situation at BYU is pretty solid. Him having to leave for training and stuff like that really messed him up for sure. The season, I think that was season 2, the season I won the Natty, he actually kicked my ass, I think, that season, in the regular season. And that was pretty humbling. And then I think I beat him in the conference championship or whatnot. And story was the rest. But he's purely capable. It's just getting him locked in on a full season. He's kind of like relatable to Bryce. Like he's always outside chasing bitches and whatnot. So just got to get him locked in on college football. But he's really good.
For sure.
He could be a 90 plus win guy too as well. Like all these guys are capable. This league can be
Hmm.
really good. I challenge everybody to lock in and just show me something. Next is our good friend, our good friend, Crash Out Dane.
Yep. All right, so Dane took the biggest step back just because he's not going to get USC offer season 2. Um, yeah, he's not going to get season 2 USC, and that set him up for a great cycle. Um, his conference is, um, he's got some good users, but they're not the top tier users that some of these other conferences have, except for Colorado State and Bama. And depending on how Red comes out, I haven't seen him play this cycle. And then anyone can shock us, maybe weeks. Um, you know, and then MJAG had some big wins last year against users as well towards the end of the year. So um, it's going to be a lot tougher for Dan. What makes the USC offer so good too is they only have 2 out of conference games
Yeah.
that you can use. So he legit had his first like 2-3 seasons 9 CPU games.
Yeah, he
So
was almost gifted like trips to the conference championship, but he just couldn't beat the CPU sometimes, so yeah, he
yeah,
still didn't end up there.
exactly.
The drop off
Uh,
from 25 to 26 was crazy. Again when Cole was here and whatnot, um, man, Dane was like a playoff user. He kicked my ass. Like, um, he made comments about us being on the same level. I do believe that in 25 we're on the same level, but he was probably better than me for sure in 25. I didn't beat him at all. But 26, there was a big drop off. That everybody kind of figured out that stretch run and four verticals, and I know he hates being labeled that
oh
way,
yeah,
but it's just the truth. Until you show me something different, I see you go to those plays constantly.
yeah. No,
Um,
I seen him playing BYL, and he's already made me look a little stupid. So
yeah, I mean it's
I hope he
possible
proves
for
me
sure.
wrong, man.
And he
Because
got
when
two good
Dane's
landing
playing
spots.
well, yeah, when he's playing well and he's popping his shit off on pressers and stuff, that makes the league so much,
Oh,
more
super exciting. Like,
interactive and fun, man. So I hope the best for Dane.
yeah, and Dane was the one that brought the idea of us bringing over pressers. It was a thing done in BYL, and Dane brought it to our attention that it might be something fun to do here. So definitely, he's an exciting person to watch pressers as well for sure. Next is Marcel. Um, you never know what you're getting with him. Like, he could be a really good user sometimes, and then he goes back to where he belongs.
Yeah. Um, I'd had him taking a huge step back because he just picked a horrible situation. Like, why go
He
to
does this
Middle
every cycle
Tennessee?
too.
There's so much. There's so many better options out there, and he picks Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, he
And
was
then
the last person to pick, and San Jose State was right there for his grabbing. I don't know how San Jose went ungrabbed, but they were right there. And plenty other schools, but I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you're good. And then he goes in a conference with Stump and Kyle and Flex, which Flex beat him, you know, early. Um,
Mhm.
Once the journey kind of got his team rolling, then it flipped. But and then Zach, which depending on what playbook Zach gets, he might beat him. So I
He's the
just don't
second
see.
user to pick a playbook, so Zach's YouTube University right now.
Yeah, I just don't think it was the best situation for him. Like he already, I don't consider him like a top 10, 5, 10 user. And then he puts himself in a hole off the rip. And so I don't know. I hope,
Yeah,
he does well, but
I
I
believe
just
your
don't see it.
prediction is spot on where I see this, especially with new users coming in. Um, Honestly, seeing 93 wins next to his name is actually surprising. And I don't mean that disrespectful, but um, that record looks a lot better than honestly I thought it was. Um, but yeah, I mean, this is not a great situation. I know he had like the last pick, but this is there was better places available for sure.
Oh yeah.
Next is Robbie. Robbie took Southern Miss. Um, his name was only on the wheel, I think, once or twice, and he got a later pick as well. So it was kind of unfortunate, um, but I kind of like this spot for Robbie. But I'll let you take it from here.
Southern Miss has a low key like good situation. They got a decent team. Um, he's in a conference that I can see him being in the game, except for Stilo. I think he can even give AJ a game if he's off that day. So I think he's in a great situation to where his conference is inconsistent. He's got guys that can play top five and they can also play like their bottom five users. Um, so I
Yeah,
think that we're not going to see as great of records this year overall because of how the job offers are working. So, you're not going to have two or three guys jump up and then just play CPU the rest of the cycle. Eventually, everybody's going to be up and it's going to be like a power four.
Yeah.
So
And not everybody can reach that 90, 80, 100 win mark. Like somebody's got to be taking
yeah,
losses as well. And that doesn't mean he's a bad user or anything like that.
no, but
But
yeah,
shout out
man. I
to
mean,
him. You go. My apologies.
oh, you're good. Yeah, so I think he's just got to keep getting better. Um, truthfully, so
Yeah.
active user. He's a lot of people talk about great leagues and stuff, and it's not the top users that make leagues great. It's the guys that do finish like close to 500 or a little above. If
Yeah.
they're locked in and enjoying it and doing stuff like that, then that's what makes NGNG great. And
Yeah.
so he is definitely a uh, backbone of us for sure.
100%. That's kind of where I was actually leading to. So it's kind of cool that your conversation took us there as well. But definitely want to shout him out. Like you said, not a top user per se. He could have easily left and said he's having more success in another league or whatnot. But he's been loyal to NGNG, and he's even joined some other leagues that we have going as well. He's been a full participant, and he's even started doing recaps and whatnot. At first, I know he had the shiesty on and whatnot, but he he eventually took that off and showed some face, and he even made an edit of himself, of what he actually looks like and whatnot. But he's been a cool guy. Just a guy I love to have in the league. Like you said, he's a backbone of the league for sure. And he's capable as well. He can give people a fit.
Mhm.
This is your boy MJag. This is a guy that always landed on your team for the Commissioner Cup, and you put a lot of faith into and try to take under your wing, and I really like to see that. That was a cool interaction for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. I think he's in a tough conference. Um, and the fact that there's not going to be easy wins for him. Any of those users are pretty, solid. And then you got a couple of the top, 10 guys in there. And thing I love about him, man, is he just continues to try and get better. Just always continues to try to get better. Just a great morale guy. Like, that's why I always liked him on my team, man, is because like he would root on other dudes. Just kind of talked with about Robbie, like just those are the people you need in the league. Like it's what makes it fun. Seeing him then like get excited about a big win like that, like was just I hope we see a lot of that this year.
Yeah. He was a guy I don't know who brought him in. But he came kind of later in the cycle as well, and he struggled early on, and I didn't know if he was gonna stick around. But he started participating as well. And that Air Force spot wasn't a great gig, and he just couldn't get out of there. But again, we're starting at the same time. We're all at the same level. Um, he's in a tougher conference. Texas State in the Pac-12. It's gonna be weird seeing a Texas school all the way out there. But it's still a good spot. He can recruit really well out of there. Um, all right, Dane. Um, but yeah, exciting guy. Another backbone of the league. Guys that the league wouldn't be what it is without guys like this. He's definitely capable as well. As I said, start off the same level. You never know. Sky's the limit for everybody for sure. What do you say? That record was just disrespectful. Definitely got to show these guys how to assist. Thank you for the motivation. I guess I have to remind people who I. Man, CPU guru. Dane's Bordeaux level when it comes to the CPU.
Dan, I hope you prove me wrong. I do.
Pocket cash, Dane. We already did Kyle. That started over. Okay. So yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15. And we're gonna try to fly through this the rest of the way. Next is Coach Flex at Delaware. Interesting spot for sure.
Yeah, Delaware is a solid program. Honestly, it was one of my rebuilds last year. I enjoyed it. I think he's in a much better starting spot this year than he was last year. And even when we started last year, he um, um, played really well, and so he just kind of got stuck at UTEP. So I think you know he should. Let me look at the Conference USA. Stump's in there. Um, Kyle's in there, so it's going to be tough to rack up, conference titles and constant wins. But I think overall, man, he's going to have a great cycle.
Yeah, I mean, outside of Stump, I feel like those four users, Flex, Kyle, Zach, and Marcel, those are gonna be fun guys to watch compete against each other. I don't want to write anybody off. I do feel like that's Stump's conference for right now. But if Stump gets out of there, those are gonna be four guys that are gonna be fun to watch compete and see who actually gets a conference title next to their name. I don't know if any of these guys had conference titles next to their name on their slide, looking back and thinking back. But if Stump gets out of there, it's gonna be fun to watch to see who gets one. But yeah, another guy that's fun to watch his pressers. He's always got the. I don't want to. What is it? What alcohol drink he be having on his pressers?
Which one?
Flex. Yeah, he's our Leo of NGNG. I don't want to say the wrong alcoholic drink, but it's fun to watch his shit.
Brown.
It's definitely brown. Next is Lee Mitchell. He took Tulsa.
So I was actually surprised looking at his because he won the conference year one and then never went back. I think he just had he had like a negative outlook on the game. I think that really held him back a lot. So I think new game, new year. I think that'll help him tremendously. Tulsa is a good spot, but his conference is just loaded, and so it's going to be hard to find wins, which is why there's a little bit of improvement, but in the win column, but overall percentage, I don't see as much.
Yeah. Tulsa's again a great spot. Hopefully he's able to win early and maybe land his, I'm sure, his dream gig in Mississippi State or whatnot. But cool guy. He's kind of like me to an extent. When a bad play happens or whatnot, he can't shake that. He's stuck on it for too long, and then, as I said, got to control the bleeding. Don't bleed out. Don't make yourself bleed out. So he can be a great user. He's given me some competitive games from 25 and on. But again, he's just got to stay out of his own way.
Sure.
This is Week's favorite guy. I know Weeks really wanted this gig. UTSA with Gamer. In a tough conference for sure.
Guy, man, I'm talking very highly of just because of his outlook on the game. He's constantly trying to improve, trying to get better, and I hope that this cycle he finds that. UTSA, I looked at the conference and it's just tough, man. Like, you know, I said it to everyone in the American Conference, like I kind of racked up a loss with against Steven. And there's just a few others that I just don't see him. He might compete and make it a game, but I can't say for sure that he's gonna win. So I think it's gonna be a rough start to the cycle, and then it'll get better as the cycle goes on.
Yeah. Like you said, he's in a tough conference. Got two Texas schools in the same conference. The other one being Steven. We don't know how long Steven will be at North Texas. That's really up to Steven because I'm sure Steven could have an early exit if he would like to move to a bigger gig. But you're recruiting in state against a great user and a team builder like Steven. So just got to see how that shakes. But I know he knows how to build a team too. Shane's a great locker room guy for sure. I love the dedication and I've seen just great growth and great growth from him for sure. Um, just excited to see how this shakes out for him this season. A great spot for him to start out for sure. Just tough conference. Fuck this guy, Steven, North Texas. unfortunate to see a top user like this. NGNG guys, if you don't know, Steven's a top guy. He's gonna be up there with Pell for sure. So I challenge the league to not let this be a Steven and Pelf league this cycle. Try to be competitive. I really want to see 25 losses plus for Steven. This is again a great user, but he got a great spot and landed that number one spot. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, man. I think his conference is really tough. I think that there are some users that can give him a game and even steal a couple. I don't think there's gonna be like laying down. Um, I think this cycle was built for everyone to compete, so I think it's gonna be hard to have people up in the I did all of these games out of 155, and I think it's gonna be hard to have people in the 145, 140 range. It's just really tough. If there's a situation that it's this one, to be honest. I mean,
This is a guy you might not even see
yeah.
double digit losses from.
So
And I'm not even
yeah,
trying to
I
glaze
mean,
him, but
yeah,
you
but
better lock in if you see this guy on your schedule.
yeah. So I think with the situation he's in, the conference he's in, and yeah, so I hope, man, I hope he does get 25 losses because that just you know shows how good our league is. But
Yeah.
um,
So
yeah,
just for
man,
context for NGNG, Steven's commissioner of BYL. His record in BYL last year was 124 and 13. He had 2 natties. And just for more context, BYL is kind of more of a more competitive of a league than NGNG. So again, I challenge y'all to show up and show out, and let's not look like a soft ass league. Load up and meet at the 50 because this is a guy I want to see get a lot more losses and maybe have more appreciation for our competition over here in NGNG. But hopefully we get a full cycle out of him.
yeah, and going off of that too, like when people get job offers, everyone's gonna get job offers this year.
Yep.
So the days of playing 4 user games and non-conference and then having 8 CPU games is over. So I feel like as a whole in every league, you're not going to see the great records that you saw in years past. And it's not that they took a step back or anything bad on them. It's just when you play a user, if you have an off day, you might lose. If you have an off day against a CPU, you win, 9 times out of 10.
Yep.
So um, I put myself at like 25 losses or something like that. Me and Steven were around the same.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But just some game for y'all. Steven's a big play kind of guy, so my message is you is don't try to match his energy. If he scores quick, you don't got to try to score as quick. Just manage the game, man. But a great user. Excited to see him in this league, and hopefully we get a full cycle out of him. Next is Mondo. I know it says NA on his record. We didn't get a full cycle out of him in 26. He was an original member of our league in 25. He only played 2 seasons with us last cycle. His record was 19 and 9. He was kind of a thorn in my side in 25, a problem child for sure. He finally kind of chilled out. I let him grow into an admin for a little bit, but that came too much for him and he stepped down. But this is a guy that beat me nonstop. We finally beat him in 26, and that was kind of the nail in the coffin for him. And then he came into BYL and beat me early on there. So as I say, he's just a thorn in my fucking side.
yeah, Sunbelt outside of I think it's Stilo. I think he's in the Sunbelt.
Yeah.
Is a toss up. So I think Stilo dominates that conference for 2-3 years, if that, and then he gets out of there, and then it's a gauntlet anyone's win. So that's where you know 3 championship conference ships comes in, and I think um, it just depends on what mandate you get, honestly.
Exactly.
So he's such a wild card.
Yeah, he was a natty winner in 25. I don't think he was a natty winner in our 1-star league, but he did win a natty in the Power 4 stuff. So he's shown he can win at a level, but we just haven't seen it in so long. Yeah, next. Next is gonna be Bryce. Another guy. That it says NA, but we did have Bryce in this league for a little bit. He was 23 and 16 for 3 seasons last year. I don't remember where he started out at, but he took over a shitty program. I think it was Southern Miss. He took over a shitty program, and he beat Dane early on while Dane was at USC. And then he gave me fits as well at Southern Miss. But then he took Houston, and then he dipped. But he's back in the league now. Excited to see how that works if we get a full cycle out of him, because BYL hasn't got a full cycle out of him yet either.
Yeah, he's a top 5 to 7 defensive user, and his offense is just like so big play oriented and just throwing it in there. So it's going to be real interesting to see how he does this year, because I think he can be a top 10 user. So excited to have him for sure.
100%. I have all respect for Bryce's game. A great defensive user, good with a switch stick and a lurker for sure. Just got to get him fully participating in the league. But excited to have him. He's definitely capable of winning conference championships, and so we'll see from there. Next is Zachary McDowell, YouTube University. Again, he got a pretty good playbook order pick. I think he's second. So, and then just to elaborate on him, we did have him for a little bit last cycle as well, only for 1 season. He went 4 and 8, and then he just goes to the league. So he's back. Bama vouched for him, so we'll see if we get a cycle out of him as well.
Yeah, he's in Stump's conference, and then the rest of them are up in the air. So I don't see like guaranteed early success. And then the kind of story on him is once the patch and stuff happens, he kind of starts fading away. So this is a challenge to him to you know take that narrative and squash it and put together a full cycle.
That means that you've been on YouTube, buddy.
Yeah, whatever. On to next. No, I'm not on mute. On to next. This one, complete wild card. Hayes, new guy, landed a really good gig in USF. I think this was all of our kind of our dream spot to land. Just a great spot to land. Don't know much about him. In a tough conference. I really hope he's on a Steven level per se and gives Steven some fits over there. But don't know much about him. Excited to have him in the league. Hopefully he participates in pressers and just activity in the league, because it is much needed.
Yeah, new user in the toughest conference. It's kind of hard to judge where they're going to be at. Normally that leads to them fitting right in, or he leaves after the second week because he plays Steven or somebody. So I hope he stays.
We had like 4 guys come in the same time as him. He just happened to land the best pick out of the group. So hopefully that wasn't the only reason why he stuck.
Yeah. So hopefully he comes in and brings good competition and activity in the league.
For sure. Hopefully this is a guy we have in the league for a while. As I said, we've been going on, this will be our 3rd year, so hopefully we see him all the way through. And next time we're talking about users, we have a whole resume on him. This is NGNG's GOAT. I don't know if you want to talk about yourself or not, but this is Nick Saban of NGNG. We could have easily just said this man's dominating our league and kick him. I know a lot of people called for his head, but he's been a great user. This league definitely would not be what it is without Pelf. for sure. He's participated. He's brought a lot of great ideas. This being another one. He's running his own league, and so going from being a co-commissioner to just an admin, but he's still been full participant in the league, and just greatly appreciative of you, Pel, for sure. But 20 losses is extremely grateful as well, being generous as well. Again, Pelf and Steven are guys like you might not even see double digits from them. But we got Steven in here. Hopefully, give him some fits. I definitely see a lot of natties in Pelf's future for sure.
Coolest thing about the only thing I'll say is the coolest thing about taking the IO job is like as a coach, you always want to see your players grow and stuff. And I haven't talked to this kid in like a year or two.
Yeah.
And he texted me when the ratings dropped and he sent a picture and he said, "Coach, I made it on the game." So I'm excited to get to use them. This one, man, this is my like favorite team that I picked out of all my leagues. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I'm
I'm,
staying
I'm
4 or
yeah.
5 years at least.
I'm honored. Glad you took a school like this, man. I know it's gonna be a fun rebuild to watch. And if you better find out who the hell he's talking about, because that person's probably gonna win a Heisman. He's gonna be feeding them. But yeah, it's gonna be
Right.
a natty winner right here, multiple. Hopefully we limit the amount though.
Plus, Athens is the party school of Ohio, so
Yeah.
we're gonna
Let
be
me see
lit.
how many we got left real quick. Health, Miguel, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got 6 left. We're moving pretty decent. I didn't think the stream would be this long, but appreciate the guys who have stayed in the stream this long. Miguel's a fun guy. I really wish he would figure out how to post his pressers himself. But it's cool. I look forward to every morning waking up to your video and saving it and posting it for you. But a great user, he gives me fits. He came from Waterboy as well. We're definitely thankful for the Waterboy, or not Waterboy. My apologies, I'm speaking
Heroes.
wrong. Heroes guys that came over and that have stuck with us. That was a great league as well, ran by Christian. Unfortunately, just life hit Christian and whatnot, and running the league's hard. As you see myself, it's hard to run. I didn't know if I was going to run this cycle, but Miguel's a great user, fully capable of winning. Conference 2 titles, fully capable as well. He can be cheesy as well.
Dude, he'll be a top 10 guy.
Yeah,
And then the next week he'll lose to a top 10 guy
Miguel
or a
was Utah
bottom 10
State
guy.
last year. And
It's like
then
multiple
if you didn't
times
know
he'd beat.
him, he was South Carolina and Heroes. And then I'm done cutting you off.
No, you're good. So he beat Bama, I think twice. And then he would lose to Air Force. So just need to see consistency from him. Um, you know, is he a top 10 guy or is he a top, 10 to 20 guy? So we're not sure yet.
Yeah. He's a mystery for sure. That we already did flex. Yeah. Where's next? That's gonna be Nick. Um
Hopefully you sit around.
Nick's another great user, another guy I'd like to get a full cycle out of, another Madden guy that Dane brought in. But he's been a great user to have in the league, another backbone of the league. He's fucking hilarious, dude. But he's a really good fucking user too. I Yeah, I should say I was looking at the graphic now. He definitely made a natty appearance. He's capable as well. Just unfortunately, Pelf's been in our way every time.
Yep.
He's a title contender right off the jump. Tough conference. I think this is the one guy that's going to push Steven the most in his conference. He's the top 5 user that I've ever played, hands down. So I'm excited to see what he does with how tough that conference is.
Yeah, for sure. As I said, he transitioned from Madden. This is another guy I'm very curious to see how he implements macros and whatnot. But getting a full cycle out of him, he's fully capable of winning a natty. 100%. He had Rutgers running. They were rolling. This is Bama, Colorado State. He landed a pretty good playbook selection. You know anything about this Colorado State roster, that quarterback is fast as shit. He can't throw for shit, but he's fast as shit. So that's just the warning to the league.
We'll lock that down.
Biggest question with him is how many times does he have to go out of town and give a forced loss?
Yeah.
This cycle can be, phenomenal, like the capability of user he is, or it can just kind of be like, because he had to give forced losses. So I hope he's able to play all of his games because he brings the competition to a whole different level.
Another great defensive user. Honestly, a part of my game used to be heavily like halfback screens and RPOs. And then I ran into Bama, and I removed it from my repertoire for sure. I need to get back to it myself, but this is one of the best like RPO defensive lurkers I've ever faced. I've only faced Steven once, but yeah, this is a great defensive user. He's never fully out of a game, so don't let off the gas. But he could definitely win a natty for sure too. Next is Stilo. He took Arkansas State. Seeing this one really hurt. Like I said in my announcement for my job, I wanted to take Arkansas State as soon as we closed down 26. Arkansas State took a quarterback from Texas and Trey Owens, and this is just it's home to me. So it would have been a fun one. But I'm glad they got a great user in Stilo, and he's capable of winning an Natty as well. And he's going to control that conference in my eyes for sure. I'm curious to see how fast he gets out of there.
The reason his win total is so low is because I did my math wrong. He only has 120 games.
Yeah.
But he's definitely a 100-win user.
Yeah.
He's kind of in that Nick boat, man. It's just so tough to play him. He can push any top 5, top 2 user, and he can beat them. So excited to have him again for a full cycle. And Arkansas State is a great situation for him.
Oh yeah.
As like a good user, I hate to see all these great situations for other top 5 users like him. So I know he's going to make the most of it, and it's going to be tough to go down to Arkansas.
Yeah, this is gonna be a great user. Like I said, this is gonna be somebody I'll be following heavily, just because he's Arkansas State for sure, and he's a great user to watch and whatnot. And he just has great vibes. Just a respectful guy. Just another great league guy. I didn't know if he'd be somebody that stuck around, but he stuck around the whole cycle once he joined, and just greatly appreciative of him and excited to see how his future rolls out here this cycle. And he's a great defensive user as well. Next is Mead. What a beautiful landing spot. Appalachian State was my gig in BYL, and I really liked it. He took them pretty early, I think top 15. But I'll let you talk about Mead a little.
So Mead will look like one series will be a top 5 user. Next series, it'll look like it's the first time he picked up the sticks. So he just has to be consistent in a game, and he can beat anybody. So I really think it decide. He's got to decide in terms of like keep taking all these risks, and or just learning when to throw the ball away and play defense. So I think he can shock people. He's such a wild card. It's hard to judge where he's going to be because I know what he's capable of. So
Yeah.
I got him a little bit lower than what he was last year. So I could easily see it flip and he move up a little bit.
Yeah. He's seen a great jump from 25 to 26. That back end, he really figured out defense. I think he moved to like that 3-3-5, kind of like Beach was running, and it was a very hard defense to scheme up against. He could be a really good user. You just don't know what version you're gonna get of Mead, but you could see 90 wins here, and you could see a 50 or 60. Like it could go either way. So I think this is a good prediction right there in that middle. But Mead's a great user. Just gotta figure out what version you can get of him. I think this might be the last one. Cool. We reached our last user. And this is again another wild card. Ajami, I think is how you pronounced. I think I say Ajami, Ajami. I don't even know how the right one is. And then sometimes I've heard him go by Becton. But this is a great user. I think this is a really good fit. I almost took them myself, but we kind of ducked some smoke. If I let you go.
Yeah, man. Same thing with me. Like, can beat anyone on any given day. Just needs to be consistent. So, hard to judge where he's gonna be. He could be in the high 90s. He could be in the mid 60s. So,
Yep.
all I know is when he's locked in, I hate playing him. I hate playing him.
I say that he's upset me so many times, and then there'll be another time we play, and I beat him by like
Oh,
4
yeah.
scores.
He got me once last cycle.
Yeah, and he kept loading them back on the schedule after that. Had to prove a point.
Right.
But man, yeah, sky's the limit for Ajami. I think I heard in his preview for BYL he just got the game yesterday. And I think he already got win number 1, or he competed against Red pretty close. Yeah, I was definitely ducking smoke. I avoided Steven 100%. I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
But my edit was made. Weeks talked me out of going to FAU. But appreciate y'all joining the live. This was exciting to do something different like this. We're both kind of new to this streaming stuff, but this was exciting. A new element. We got it
For sure.
from BYL for sure. But it was cool to do something cool like this. Appreciate y'all joining and interacting with the league, and excited to see how things shake. I don't know officially when the league is gonna start. I'm trying to be patient. Hopefully y'all don't get impatient with me. But we'll for sure have an answer by like Wednesday, I think. Just got to see if they put an update out this week or not, and go from there. But yeah, I appreciate y'all joining. Look forward to this cycle and year number 3. Appreciate y'all.
For you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.